Ladies and gentlemen, for the sake of redundancy, my species, my body type is in jeopardy of going extinct. And I say that because this incorporated city of Elk Grove was meant so that a 5-year-old or a 2-year-old would be able, or a 3-year-old would be able, a 5-year-old would be able to protect their 3-year-old from an intruder that is 6 feet tall and buff and all that. How so? With the use of a firearm. That's how the city was built, and it was supposed to be logical. There was no doubts about it. So why are there, when the child was stabbed in this front lawn, there was a child who was stabbed in this front lawn by a black male while the child was outside riding his bike. That child imagine how things would have been differently. Imagine if that city, that incorporated municipality or city would have been used in the correct way, in which that child would have known how to use a gun and protect himself. And what if they're finding out that that's why we have language and everything, and that's why they commit atrocities, so we forget, because they have a narrative and they have a storyline that they live off of. They can't live without their storyline that they have to solidify as truth. And it didn't have to happen, but it happened. And because the city of Elk Grove was incorporated in the year 2000, we should have a paper trail, or at least forensics, as to how the money, who, other than AI, because that's what they're going to delegate it to, who is overseeing the events that transpired in the city. Because I don't. I wish I knew who was going in and out of jail from my elementary school and middle school and high school. I could provide a lot of feedback, or at least a lot of insight as to what's going on and how to prevent crime. But they don't. They put me in a position here in which I have to do almost impossible things, or I have to be not myself to be able to get into that position. And that's what I'm not willing to do, ladies and gentlemen. So this is just a thought. Thank you for listening. I was born in 94. Real estate development is 96. Incorporated in 2000. And general education till 2001. Raymond Case.